best sort of preparation for coming to Dartmouth is just feeling comfortable with your choice to start that next step. It doesn't mean you have to know exactly what it is you want to do when you're done, and it doesn't mean you have to know exactly what it is you want to do when you start your grad program, as in like what your thesis will be in and what your focus will be in. I think, for me, what helped a lot was just knowing that I wanted to be at Dartmouth, and that sort of helped with everything else.
My name is Adrienne Perkins. I'm currently a fifth-year student in the Molecular and Cellular Biology program, also known as MCB.
My name is Gifford Wong. I'm a sixth-year PhD candidate in the Department of Earth Sciences here at Dartmouth College, and I look at snow and ice, so I'm a glaciochemist.
Hi, I'm Vinita Parachuri. I'm a second-year master's student in the Computer Science department.
I'm Erin O'Malley. I'm a third year in the Physics and Astronomy department.
Hi, my name is Perry Sheets, and I am a second year in the chemistry program, and I am a PhD candidate. So when I was looking at graduate schools, I looked at a couple different locations that I wanted to go to, and I decided that going to a small place would be a good place for me. And so then I looked at Dartmouth, and as I was looking at Dartmouth, I came across Dr. Glick's profile page, and I looked at it, and then when I clicked on his group page, it's this bright orange background with blue lettering, and on it is a quote from when he was 7 about how he wanted to be a scientist. And I thought that was really genuine, and I liked that, so I thought he'd be a good advisor. And after talking with him, it became clear that this is the right choice.
Dartmouth's great because I wanted a place that was small enough where I would be able to walk down the hall and the professors know me and the students know me, and it's a very welcoming environment that way. I'm not fighting for any time when I need to talk to my advisor about my research, and I just feel that it's a place where I can grow.
When I hear the question about whether or not there's a competitive environment at Dartmouth College with regard to graduate student education, I think of the only other time I was in sort of like an academic setting and there was like competition. And being at a large public institution of higher learning, I felt that, that was definitely a competitive environment, and of course, when you have a lot of the pre's out there, pre-law, pre-med, business or whatever, where grades then determine where you can go, I think it also adds to that sort of competitive atmosphere. I think here at Dartmouth, the environment isn't really competitive at the graduate student level. It's very collegial for the most part. I think it's also highly collaborative. And this could be a reflection of just my exposure with the interdisciplinary program, because I get to interact with students in different departments, and so we can't help but try and break down some of these walls and just start finding like that common language.
It kind of depends on what you're doing. If you're in class, I feel like it's a little bit competitive sometimes, but not in a bad way. Just everyone wants the best grade, and I think that's a good thing. It spurs thought processes, and it makes people more dedicated, so that's good. But most of the time I'd say it's pretty collegial.
Honestly, everyone here is super nice. Because everyone here is like you. They're here because they want to do something great. They want to change something, or they want to achieve something. And when you share a set of similar beliefs and similar ambitions and similar outlook towards what you do, it's really hard to not get along with people.
I would say the student environment here at Dartmouth College is one that is intimate and tight-knit, and so if you're taking classes as a graduate student, chances are your class size will be on the order of 5 to a dozen. I think classes here are fairly small. In fact, I'm one of the co-instructors of a communicating science course, and we cap it at 15. And so, having class sizes of that, magnitude just lends itself to like real easy discussion, and it also adds to that closeness, intimacy, that ability to collaborate and communicate like across disciplines. So yeah, it's pretty small.
So personally, my advisor only has one other student other than myself. So I definitely, and she works on theory, whereas I work on observations. So we're not doing anywhere near close to the same thing. So I definitely get one-on-one attention from my advisor when I need it. But we also have the relationship where he's not going to call me into his office every day or every week to check on me. I go to him when I have a question. And that's really the dynamic that I work best in, where I can set my own goals and then get help when I need it.
Well, I did come from a rural college, and I assumed that it was going to be sort of the same way. But I'm actually surprised by all the stuff that they do have to do here. You have all the outing club access if you like being outside. There's endless activities. We actually have a great arts program. If you want to go watch something at the Hub, or even the Nugget plays really good indie films. There's all sorts of musical outlets here. So they frequently have people playing, I guess, on every Tuesday and or Sunday for classical music. I was just surprised.
While I knew that Dartmouth offered a lot of outdoors activities, I had always been pretty much of an indoor girl before coming here, and I didn't really see that changing. However, given the beautiful landscape of New England, I quickly found myself doing things I never would have done before, such as going on long hikes, paddleboarding, kayaking, ice skating on Ockham Pond, snowshoeing. I still got to do this winter.
So I'm originally from Western Mass, and so the Upper Valley is not very much different from it. I'm very used to a small town lifestyle. It might not seem like there's things to do all the time, but there's definitely fun things that you can find. You just have to walk outside. So I really like it, and especially I love the atmosphere here just because it is so small that you can really just walk across the green and know someone every single time.
My first month and a half here was a little rocky, just with figuring out which professors' labs I was interested in, as well as getting used to a different school in a new area of the country. But once fall came around, I settled in, I met some new friends, and I got my feet on the ground.
I remember the first day that I was on campus, that night actually. It was just after orientation. Orientation was a little overwhelming, as you would expect. You're just in meetings all day. But that night we had a wine and cheese mixer at the graduate student on-campus housing, and I remember meeting so many people that night that were involved in student government and involved in just the different programs on campus, but we always had something to talk about. It was not exclusive to what you were studying, but people wanted to know where you came from and what you like to do, and it was very welcoming when I first came here, so I knew that for the rest of my time here I was going to be okay, and I was going to have a lot of fun while also working very hard to get my PhD.
I definitely felt a bit out of place when I got here. The workload was really overwhelming. I wasn't expecting to have so many classes in addition to applying for grants and getting situated in a lab. So I guess I'd say don't be deterred by your first semester here, or rather quarter, because it is a little rough. But I felt like I had friends very quickly. I did also live in North Park, so I had roommates right away, and there's a big community around here. So I'd just say reach out to people. That's the key.
Get a down jacket and a good pair of snow boots, because you will need it. But if you can find a winter sport, you won't have any trouble enduring the winter months or the colder temperature.
One of the things I would tell people who come here is make the best out of this place. Like, this place has so many resources. Like, you can go to the Hop, like you can walk into the Hood Museum, or you can attend one of these student events. Like, there is Friday Night Rock, where just a bunch of local bands come and perform, and it's free, and you can just walk in with a bunch of your friends. So make sure you do, if not all, at least one or two of these things, so that you would have like the right balance.